Today's coverage of the 2017 Gentlemen's Mini Golf Tour is brought to you with limited commercial interruptions, thanks in part to our sponsors, the Minocqua Brewing Company, Otto's, the Thirsty Whale, and the Minocqua Chamber of Commerce. In association with the Gentlemen's Mini Golf Tour and the Gentlemen's Cup, GMGT Network is proud to present live coverage of the 2017 Gentlemen's Mini Golf Tour. This is Cup Live.
Welcome to the 2017 Cup Drawing, our first ever live cup drawing here on the GMGT network. I'm the commissioner of the Gentlemen's Tour, Dustin Strand, getting set for the 11th annual Gentlemen's Tour.
And I am Cup President Ryan Chase. This is the 5th year of the Gentlemen's Cup. It is a team event between Team Fond du Lac and Team Green Bay. Quick rundown of the format of the Gentlemen's Cup. First round will take place at Island Golf and will be a 4-ball matchup consisting of 4 teams on either side. Round 2 will follow the same 4-ball, 4-team format. And the final round, which will be contested at 19th hole, will consist of 8 one-on-one matchups between Team Fond du Lac and Team Green Bay. Now, due to disparity in team sizes this year, each of the 3 rounds, Team Fond du Lac will sit 4 competitors. Those 4 competitors will golf, and their scores will count towards the Gentlemen's Tour.
Ryan, this is the, like you said before, the 5th annual Cup tournament, 4th annual Green Bay versus Fondy event. Back when this was created in 2013, I can't even imagine you would have known the success it would provide. What do you think about that?
Well, quite honestly, I think it gives some of our more mid-level competitors something to play for, something to compete for. And I just think when you incorporate teams and the camaraderie of teams and just the competitive nature of team sports, it adds an element to the tour that we may not have had prior to the formation of the Cup.
The Fondy Green Bay team event has certainly gotten pretty competitive over the last couple of years, and Fondy is the defending champions. Green Bay has won it twice before. Shall we get to the drawing?
Let's draw. So we will start. Inside each sealed envelope is Team Fondy's pairings, Team Green Bay's pairings. Both pairings were picked by the team captains. Now how this will work is we'll open each envelope, deposit what's inside, shake and draw. It's that simple. So I'll give you Green Bay, I'll open Fondy.
You'll also notice that each envelope is listed with the course that it's going to go to, Island Golf in Green Bay.
We're getting there.
It's live TV, folks.
All right. So to make this completely, I guess, anonymous, I will draw from Commissioner Strand's cup, and he will draw from mine. So here we go. Your first matchup in the 2017 Gentlemen's Cup is for Team Green Bay.
For Island Golf.
It will be Joel Heinz and Pat Matsky taking on from Team Fond du Lac.
Steve Falk and Gary Scray.
So a team of relative rookies. Gary golfed once before.
Steve Falk is a rookie this year, and Gary Scray is a sophomore. So that's going to be tough going up a couple of veterans.
Yep, 2 veterans, and Joel Heinz, a former champion, on top of that.
And Joel Heinz, one of the most consistent competitors in tour history. So.
All right. And matchup 2 for Team Fond du Lac will be
defending champion Matt Schultz against another former champion, another former champion, Nick Pitson.
And Green Bay will be the rookie team of Robert Drake and Chris Cook. Very little known about these two.
That's going to be rough for the rookies. 2 rookies versus 2 former champions. 1 2-time champion.
Now, for Team Green Bay, matchup 3 will be, if I can get these apart, we have Zach Krause and Jeff Bacon, 2 veterans of the tour.
Jeff Bacon, another former champion.
And they will take on for Team Fond du Lac
Quinn Goodex and sophomore Eric Purswell. Quinn, another crafty veteran.
And the final matchups will be for Team Fond du Lac Dustin Strand and Justin Jelka
Against Prentice and Aaron Wallander. 2 veterans.
So let's run. Oh, go ahead.
1 champion, 2 veterans against another former champion. That's going to be a great matchup, too.
Let's quick run down the first round matchups again. Steve Falk and Gary Scray versus Joel Heinz and Pat Matsky.
Well, Falk and Scray are going to have a hard time with this one, just based on the fact that Heinz, again, is one of the most consistent, best players the tour has ever had. His scores are consistently low. So.
But Gary's 1 tour appearance was a rather successful one, very
was.
consistent. And with a rookie, you never know what you're going to get. It's kind of a wild card on how Steve's going to compete.
Especially at Island Golf, you just never know. The scores tend to be pretty compact there. So.
Second matchup of the round will be defending champion Matt Schultz and prior champion Nick Pitson versus the rookie combo of Robert Drake and Chris Cook. Matt Schultz versus Nick Pitson would be a tough matchup for anybody in this field. 2 rookies. I honestly don't think they have a chance, but stranger things have happened.
I, for one, and I know I can speak for you safely, that we hope stranger things don't happen.
And on to the third matchup. Veteran Quinn Goodex and sophomore Eric Purswell will take on Zach Krause and Jeff Bacon. In my opinion, this might be the most evenly match of round 1.
Yeah, I'd say you're absolutely correct on that. Jeff Bacon, 2009 champion, hoping to recapture a little bit of glory this year.
And the final matchup for round 1 at Island Golf. Dustin Strand and Justin Jelka versus Jason Vandenhausen and Aaron Wallander. 2 teams, each have a defending champion, and each have guys that maybe aren't that top tier, but have played well, especially Justin Jelka. He won Island Golf a few years back.
He did. Long-awaited return of Justin Jelka. Both teams are gonna. This is another very even matchup. Wallander Strang, they've had a rivalry for years, so this will be good.
All right, let's move on to the second round to be competed at Rock Falls.
This green, yeah, there
we go. Team Fondy, Team Green Bay. Check them up. I think we'll start with Team Fondy here.
Alrighty.
First matchup at Rock Falls will be
Gary Scray and rookie Nick Survey.
Nick Survey, or Surveys. And for Team Green Bay, we have rookie Robert Drake and Jeff Bacon. Kind of an up-in-the-air matchup there.
Nick Survey, I will point out, is ranked number 1 in mini golf, in Wisconsin mini golf rankings for rookies. This will be an interesting matchup.
We'll go with Green Bay to start the second matchup here. We have Aaron Wallander and Joel Heinz.
Oh.
Definitely Green Bay's super team there.
That's another powerhouse.
2 defending champions, and Juan Fond du Lac has the honor to take on that team.
That'll be a powerhouse matchup right there at Rock Falls. There's not a lot of room for error at Rock Falls. So
no.
Whoever this is right here, good luck. Another defending champion, Nick Pitson, with his brother Jake
Pitson brothers.
Jake coming back for a sophomore year.
Matchup in the second round. For Team Fondy, third matchup, we'll have
Matt Schultzen, you truly,
Me.
Cup President Ryan Chase.
And they will take on, I guess we will take on Chris Cook and Zach Kraus.
All right.
So that leaves one matchup left. We have Commissioner Strand and Jeff Bertram.
It's going to be a apprentice Strand kind of day because him and Matsky are going to be
Jason Van Den Elzen and Pat Matsky. Again, top matchup there. It's tough to say. Jeff Bacon, obviously, is a veteran. As you said, won the title 8 years ago. Gary Scray, we have one tournament to go by. He played well. And the other 2 are rookies. I know there's a lot of talk about Nick being a top competitor coming in his rookie season, but hey, Bright Lights of the Gentleman's Tour does strange things to people.
It absolutely does. He's highly touted. He's won five tournaments this year in the amateur tour, but getting the call up, you'll see. Maybe he'll choke. Maybe he'll perform. Who knows?
Pitson brothers, Nick and Jake versus Wallander and Heinz. Looking at the pairings for Team Fond du Lac, I don't think they could have asked for a better draw here. Nick Pitson, defending champion. He's been playing good his 2 years on tour. And Wallander and Heinz, they speak for themselves. I mean, it's consistency year in and year out with those 2.
Jake played really well at Rock Falls last year. He's going to need to duplicate that effort if they're going to have a shot at this team.
Third matchup, Matt Schultz, Ryan Chase versus Chris Cook and Zach Kraus. I know last year some maybe viewed it as an upset, but the team of Schultz and myself played very well at Rock Falls. I believe they beat Wallander and Muck, I believe it was, in rather convincing fashion. I'll be the first to admit, you don't know what you're going to get with me. I could come out and shoot great, or it could not be good.
We got 5 rookies in the field this year. That's 25% of the field is rookies, so you're not going to know what we get out of these guys until they actually hit the bright lights.
And again, we can't really address Cook because we don't know anything about his abilities.
Kraus is a gamer, though.
Zach Kraus, been there year in, year out, always in the middle of the field, if not better, competes every round. And the final matchup is the man to my right, Dustin Strand, and Jeff Bertram versus Jason Prentice Van Den Elzen and Pat Matsky. I don't know much about Bertram.
Well, he's the second-ranked rookie. I think if he can hold his own in a place like Rock Falls, and you know And we all know better than anybody. Rock Falls, there's not a lot of room for error. It's a very fast course.
And at the time of day these competitors play, it wears on you. That sun wears on you. It gets hot.
He's going to have to fight through that. Prentice and Maskey have been there before. They've seen it. Bertram's going to have to fight through all that adversity in order to help out his team.
Should be another interesting round there. Yeah. And we'll move on now to the final round of the Gentleman's Cup. It will consist of 8 head-to-head matchups. Obviously, though,
this is my favorite round.
This one takes place at hole 19, a very difficult course in my opinion. Make sure we get all these in here.
This is a very exciting round, hole 19. It's a tough course, and it very well could come down to this round.
It year in and year out comes down to usually the final couple matchups too. Yeah. Obviously, it's so important in that first round to get a lead going into the final 2. Team Green Bay seemed to do that 2 years ago. Took a huge lead out of the first round. And Team Fond du Lac did the same last year to win the Cup.
Last year's, there was 9 matchups last year.
Yes, there was 9 matchups.
Fondy wound up taking that 5-4. You can't ask for much.
Let me quick address this. Since there are a total of 16 matchups, Team Fond du Lac, being the defending champs, holds the champion's advantage, if you will. They only need 8 points to retain the Cup. The Gentleman's Cup cannot end in a tie. For Green Bay to take the Cup, they would need 8.5 points or better. So
the pressure's on them if they want to retain that thing. You know.
So on we go to the final round pairings. First off the tee for Team Fond du Lac will be
second-year player Jake Pitson,
and he will be matched up from Team Green Bay with Jason Vandenelsen. Pretty evenly matched up.
I'd say so.
Group there.
You know that Rock Falls holds the top score of all time of +4.
+4.
Not a very easy course.
Second for Team Fond du Lac, playing in the first group. Jeff Bertram. And for Team Green Bay, his opponent will be Pat Matsky. Another very evenly matched matchup.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good one. So far, so good with these matchups.
Now to the second group of the final round.
Dustin Strand.
Commissioner Strand will be taking on Aaron Wallander. Battle of former champions there. Yeah. And the second matchup in the second group will be for Team Fondy,
Gary Scray.
And he will be facing Zach Croce. First 4 matchups, I'd have to say, have been pretty evenly matched across the board.
Yeah.
If it comes down to the final round, it's going to be a toss-up at this point. We'll see how the rest of these picks go. But first matchup in Group 3 will be
Matt Schultz, defending champ.
Two-time champion.
Should be defending champion.
Going to try to be the first player ever to go back to back.
He could be a first ever to go 3 times.
We'll be taking on rookie Robert Drake.
Schultz could also, I'm sorry to cut in, he could be a number of things. Number 1, first back-to-back champ. Number 2, the first 3-time champ. And then he could also be the first captain to ever win 2 cups.
There you go.
Big weekend ahead for Matt Schultz.
Tough mountain to climb for the rookie, I think, there.
Yeah, I think so.
Second matchup in Group 3 will be
Quinn Goodex.
Otherwise
known as Willis.
Hopefully he keeps his bodily functions to himself this year.
That's asking a lot.
And his opponent will be rookie Chris Cook. Another unknown coming in from the Web Tour.
All right.
And for matchup number 7, Group 3, we'll have Team Fondy,
Nick Survey.
Nick Survey. And his opponent from Team Green Bay, Joel Heinz. So, arguably the single most consistent player in Tour history, taking on maybe one of the most touted rookies ever in Tour history. I'm interested to see this one.
This is the last one.
And finally, Team Fond du Lac will put out Nick Pitson versus
Jeff Bacon.
Jeff Bacon.
The battle of the former champs.
So, I don't see too many matchups that I would say are a given, maybe one or two, but for the most part, this final round, if it comes down to it, it's going to be back and forth the whole day. Looking at the whole field, I mean, we have a couple, Matt Schultz and Nick Pitson taking on 2 rookies in the first round. Wallander and Heinz draw Pitson and Pitson. Unlucky for them, that's not the best draw. And in the singles round, it's, again, when pressure's on, if you're down in this final group and it's up to you guys to win the cup, that's a lot to ask for somebody, and we never know how anybody's going to respond to that pressure.
You know, looking at the field too, one of the main things that sticks out is if Team Fondy's going to win this thing, they have to contain Wallander and Heinz. At no point do I see Wally and Heinz really having an easy go of it, except Heinz has a. Let's see, Heinz has the matchup. I don't know if that's even. Nah, that's not. I don't want to say any matchup is easy, but they got a rough go at it each time. I'm going to take a look at Wallander. He's got Strand, Pitson, Strand in each group.
And on Green Bay's side, if they want to win the cup, they're going to need to have one of their rookies step up. Again, can we get an upset somewhere in here? Sure. I don't see 2 rookies beating the past 2 champions. But last year, Team Fondy sent out you and Matt thinking that was a sure win.
Yeah.
And you didn't get the job done.
Yeah,
so
no, that's anything.
You never know, especially at that course. It's a small course. 1 or 2 hole-in-ones that sets the table. And
that was against Mansky and Zach. I remember that. And Zach especially golfed out of his head on that course. It's such a compact course, Ryan. You can't. It's not very easy to separate yourself from the rest of the field on that. It just isn't. So
nobody runs away with that course. Rock Falls is a different story. You can run away on that course, but typically year in and year out, that's one of the more closely competitive courses too. I believe we had 2 sudden death playoffs on that course.
Yeah, actually might be 3. The winners seem to run away with that one, and so guys in the bottom of the pack really, it hits them hard. That's you're either hot or cold on that one.
And then quickly, let me run through for each round the 4 players that will not be competing for Team Fond du Lac.
All right.
Island Golf first round will be myself. It looks like the rookie Survey.
This is going to be tough for you to figure
out. Jake Pitson and who am I at? Oh, Jeff Bertram. Those will be the 4. Myself, Survey, Jake Pitson, Bertram. Round 2.
They will be starting off the tour, kicking it off the very first group.
Round 2, rookie Steve Falk, Eric Perswall. Who am I missing?
Quinn, right?
Quinn and Justin Jalka. So Perswall, Falk, Jalka, Willis. They'll be the 4 kicking off the opening or the second round. Their scores will not count towards the cup. They will count towards the tour. And the 4 that will be sitting the singles matchup will be myself, Purswell, Jelka, and
Falk.
Chase, Falk, Purswell, Jelka. Those four will be kicking off the singles round, and we'll be cheering on Team Fond du Lac. Hopefully to a victory. If I may be biased, I mean I am playing.
Knock on wood, just to let you know, Wally, I've never lost in singles play. I don't know if you have either, but
never has. With that, I think we'll conclude here. We're just 72 hours away.
Let's see. Yeah. Well, we'll be up there for the practice round. Join us on GMGT Live and streaming on the internet. It will also be live on TNT as well. The practice round. So.
Yep. So we'll see y'all in Minocqua in about 3 days. Good luck to everybody getting up there, and let's have a good time.
We appreciate everybody coming out.
This has been a GMGT Network production.